Hi, I'm Victoria Brown from oneHR, and today I'm going to talk to you about the Bradford Factor. So the Bradford Factor is a great way to manage short-term absence. It needs to be used as part of an absence management system, but lots of people are unsure what it means. So today I'm going to talk to you about exactly what it means and what's the calculation. So the calculation is S squared times D equals a Bradford Factor. The S squared is the sickness and the amount of instances of sickness times by the days, and that will equal your Bradford Factor. So let me give you an example, because that probably seems a little bit too confusing. So say you had James. James has been off, and he's been off 10 separate times. So when I say instances, I don't mean one occasion, I mean how many times in a year has he been off? He's been off 10 times. So we've got James. He's been off for 10 separate instances, so we do 10 squared, so 10 times 10. And then we've got, so that is your instances of sickness. And then you have the days of sickness. So in total, he's been off 10 times. 10 days in total. So what we have is 10 times 10 times 10. Now I'm good at HR, I'm not sure about maths, but I think we get to 1,000. So that gives us a Bradford Factor score of 1,000, which is very, very high. And James, we seem to have a problem with. Whereas John, for example, he's been off for 10 days as well, but he's only been off once, because unfortunately for John, he broke his arm. So John had to take some time off to recover. So John had one instance of sickness. So that is 1 times 1. And he was off for the same amount of time as John, so times 10. So again, I think my maths are right here, but that would make 1 times 1 is 1, times 10 is 10. So that's a great way to explain the Bradford Factor for you and how it tackles short-term absence. So we have James, who's had 10 instances of sickness. I could put money on it if I review the sickness on an absence report. It'll be things like Mondayitis, it'll be a cold, it'll be a tummy bug, it'll probably be lots of different various things that have gone on over 12-month periods of time and they've not been tackled properly. Whereas John, genuine sickness here, 10 days, he's back in work. So what we do with the Bradford Factor is we get the score on a 12-month rolling period. We look at it every time somebody is off sick, and we tackle this if it becomes problematic. So what you would then need to do as a business is determine what you would see as problematic. So it may be that you say, we have to put this into the absence policy, we have to talk to one of the team about this, but maybe that you say, right, well at 45 Bradford Factor score, we think we've got a bit of a problem now, so we need to have a conversation. We need to dig a bit deeper to understand what is going on. It could be an underlying problem, so we need to be fair and consistent in our approach. So that may be in some sort of table where we go, right, this is time to talk to your line manager. It may be that you get to, so refer to Alan. It may be at 100, where actually no, we need to invoke a disciplinary procedure now. And that's where you may start with your sort of disciplinary procedure. And again, you need to speak to one of the advisors, because you need to make sure this is aligned to your procedure. And you may get to sort of 900, but actually that will constitute dismissal. And what you would do is work through this process. You would always be fair and consistent. And I think it's important to point out that the Bradford Factor is fantastic for short-term absence. It's not necessarily a tool to use for long-term absence. And it is something where you do need to have a full absence management process. You do need to refer back to your policy, and you do need to look at the report. Because if you do find sometimes when we look back here at James, well, I'd be maybe a bit unfair here to say that we think that James is off with Mondayitis. He's been to various parties over the weekend and he likes to be off on that day. But it may be that James has got a problem, maybe something that we've not picked up upon, and that's why good reporting will help you to see what's going on and to be a good employer. Well, I hope you found that useful. I have actually put a document together, a white paper on how to implement the Bradford Factor as part of an overall holistic absence management policy. If you do need any help, then please contact one of the team. Thank you.